My name doesn't matter. What matters is that this story once lived inside me, quietly, painfully, and honestly. For a long time, I didn't know what to call it. Love, admiration, konjong. All I knew was that it changed me. I was never the kind of person who chased emotions. I believed feelings should be controlled, organized, understood, just like everything else in life. I was a university student. Serious, focused. The type who planned her future carefully. I thought I knew who I was. Until one semester taught me otherwise. Before everything happened, my life followed a simple rhythm. Wake up early, rush to class, sit quietly, write notes, go home. I didn't stand out, and I didn't try to. I believed success came from discipline, not attention, from silence, not noise. Love was not something I thought about often. I saw it as something distant, something for later. I had goals, dreams. I wanted stability. A career, independence, and emotions. They could wait, or so I believed. He entered my life without drama, no warnings, no signs. Just a new professor walking into a classroom. He wasn't young, but he wasn't old either. There was something calm about him, something grounded. When he spoke, people listened, not because they were afraid, but because they felt respected. That was the first thing I noticed. He respected us, not as children, not as numbers, as people. That alone made him different. At first, I admired his mind, the way he explained difficult ideas patiently, the way he waited for students to finish speaking, the way he never laughed at wrong answers. I told myself this admiration was normal. Who wouldn't respect a professor like that? But admiration doesn't stay still. It evolves. I started paying attention to things that had nothing to do with the lesson. His pauses, his expressions, the quiet confidence in his voice, and slowly, without asking me, my heart became involved. One night, while studying, I realized something terrifying. I was smiling. Not because of my notes. Not because of success, but because I remembered something he said in class. That moment scared me. I closed my book. I told myself, stood up. Not this morally is wrong, but emotionally dangerous. I was his student, and he was my professor. Nothing good could come from these feelings. I tried to create distance. I stopped sitting in the front. I avoided his eyes. I stopped asking questions. But the more I tried to escape, the more present he became in my thoughts. I learned something painful. Then, you can control your actions, but you cannot command your heart. He never gave me hope, and that's important. He was professional, respectful, careful, but his kindness, his genuine kindness, was what hurt the most, because it made me feel seen, valued. One assignment understood everything, and he wrote, "You think deeply. Don't silence your voice." I read that sentence again and again. No one had ever said that to me before. I wasn't invisible to him, but I was still just a student. And I had to accept that. I carried my feelings alone. I never spoke about them. I smiled around friends. I acted normal. But inside, I was constantly tired, not physically, emotionally. Because hiding feelings takes energy. One day, after class, I stayed behind. I don't know why. Courage? Weakness. He asked if I was okay. That simple question almost broke me, because I wanted to answer honestly, but I didn't. I smiled. Hope. And I led. The semester ended quietly. No confessions. No dramatic scenes. Just a goodbye that felt heavier than it should have. I thanked him. He wished me success, and that was the end. Or so I thought. Life moved on. I graduated. I changed. But sometimes, in quiet moments, I worked. I thought of him, not with pain, but with reflection. Because loving him taught me things no textbook ever could. I understood that love isn't always meant to be acted on. Sometimes, love teaches you restraint, maturity. I loved self-respect, my professor, and I never crossed the line. That is the part of the story I am most proud of. I don't regret loving him, because that love never destroyed me. It shaped me. It taught me who I was becoming, and that was enough. Was enough.